watching KPVM News 46. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. MGM Resorts International officials have filed a lawsuit affecting hundreds of victims of the 1 October mass shooting in Las Vegas. The company is saying they are not liable for the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. The company says they are not responsible for the actions of the lone gunman who fired from the windows in the Mandalay Bay Casino and Resort in Las Vegas onto concert-goers at the Route 91 Harvest Fest, killing 58 and injuring nearly 500 others. In lawsuits filed Friday in Nevada and California, MGM says that it has no liability of any kind to survivors or families of slain victims under a federal law enacted after the September 11th terrorist attacks.
And representatives from the Nevada Association of Counties spoke at a recent Board of County Commissioners meeting.
The BOCC report is sponsored by Jim Marsh Automotive of Las Vegas, Kia, Chrysler, Jeep, and Body Shop.
We want to support counties in optimizing their management to provide education, as well as help counties maximize efficiency and, of course, foster public trust in county government. The board meets once a month, usually on the agenda are items of common concern for counties. Our last few board meetings, we've talked about things like wildfire prevention, opportunities for grants for historic preservation, indigent defense, county human services functions, as well as, of course, the upcoming legislative session, and issues that the state legislature may take up. During the legislative session, we also host a local government day at the legislature that we encourage all commissioners to attend, where there are opportunities to interface with legislators and represent counties at the legislature. The NACO annual conference is another forum for communication between counties this year. The conference will be held, hosted by Douglas County, and held in Minden, there in Douglas County, in the Carson Valley, November 13th through the 15th. All commissioners as well as county staff are invited and, of course, welcome to attend. It's a great event for us, and we love to have everybody together. So I talked a little already about the annual conference in November. Some examples of some of those educational sessions that we provide at that conference. Last session we had one on how public lands connect to economic development for counties. We had one on Medicaid services costs and effects on counties, how counties interface with Medicaid. We had one, of course, on marijuana laws that were passed and the impact of those to counties. We had one on new technology, so those are just a couple examples. It's also an opportunity to network with your peers as well as vendors that support and provide county services and that support our association. We also go to Washington, D.C. each year to talk with our delegation about various county issues. In 2018, we had a group of about 15 commissioners from around the state, and we visited each member of our delegation. We discussed a handful of issues, including the state and local partnership for Medicaid funding, grants for behavioral health, and grants that all of our county's jails use. PILT funding, of course, we always bring up to our delegation. Wildfire funding, the military withdrawals, and transportation issues. It's our job to do outreach and engagement with the folks who make policies that affect us. So we work between legislative sessions to do outreach to legislators to develop those relationships. One victory last session was funding for voting machines. All counties received from the state about half approximately of the cost for new voting machines, so that was a big win. Also, as I mentioned, we're working on hiring our natural resources manager. We're excited about the candidates. There's a lot of work for that person. In addition to the sage grouse and the military withdrawals, we also have been working with UNR and the federal agencies on conducting a socioeconomic baseline analysis for each county so that each county can have its own regularly updated socioeconomic data produced by the university that you could use for any number of things, including county planning, budgeting, and importantly, to be able to plug into your comments and interactions with the federal agencies on the things that they're doing.
The Nevada Department of Transportation will close north and southbound U.S. Highway 95 at I-15 from 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. July 20th until 5 a.m. July 23rd in downtown Las Vegas. However, I-15 and at the Spaghetti Bowl and interchange ramps will remain open. Motorists are strongly encouraged to use the Waze app to help assist travel. Those temporary closures are needed for bridge demolition as part of the main event, the third and final phase of work for Project Neon's nearly $1 billion 4-mile-long widening of I-15 from US 95 to Sahara.
News 46 Weather Cam is brought to you by Glenn Lerner Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, let's take a look outside through our Glenn Lerner weather cam at our current conditions. Well, we have scattered clouds out there, but it is still warm. Michael Donohue's going to tell us what's next in weather after this break.